What's happening to my body? I'm panting so much, and my heart, it's like it's going to explode.
Might be going on to Aejan's body. Let's take a closer look. The brain, the control center of our body. It's all where the body systems mostly depend on. Why? Because no brain, no life. Literally. The brain is part of the nervous system, alongside with the spinal cord, nerves, and neurons. For instance, two of the body systems which greatly depend on the nervous system are the cardiovascular and respiratory system.
The autonomic nervous system, specifically the sympathetic nervous system, is responsible for the functioning of both systems. The nervous system works with the circulatory system in maintaining the blood-brain barrier and regulating the blood supply, heart rate, and blood pressures. On the other hand, with the respiratory system, the nervous system monitors respiratory volume and blood gas levels, as well as regulating respiratory rate.
In order to work and create movement, muscles need oxygen. The body's oxygen transport system takes oxygen to the working muscles through the circulatory and respiratory systems working together. The main workers are the heart, blood, and lungs.
As we breathe, our lungs expand and our diaphragm moves down. Oxygen enters the lungs through its passageways: the nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles, then through the tiny air sacs called alveoli, where it is finally absorbed into the capillaries. Now that blood is oxygenated, it travels to the heart, and here is where the blood circulation action starts.
Oxygenated blood from the lungs enters the heart through the pulmonary veins to the left atrium, then passes by the bicuspid valve to the left ventricle, and finally to the aorta, the main artery where it is pumped to the rest of the body.
As blood from the heart travels to the body, it serves along a series of blood vessels. First, the arteries, which carries the oxygenated blood away from the heart towards the tissues. Then to the capillaries, where water, nutrients, waste product, and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs. Now that blood is deoxygenated, it flows along the veins, which carries it back to the heart.
The oxygenated blood from the body is welcomed by the main veins, namely superior and inferior vena cava. From there, the oxygenated blood will move to the right arteries and then will pass through the tricuspid valve before moving down to the right ventricle. Afterwards, it will be pumped by the pulmonary valve towards the pulmonary artery, which will direct the blood to the lungs where it is reoxygenated. Meanwhile, the carbon dioxide released in the lungs is exhaled on the same passageway as the lungs contracts and the diaphragm moves upward, and the cycle repeats.
So what might be the reason why Aejan breathes and pants a lot after jogging? To meet the increasing oxygen demands from the working muscles, additional oxygen must be transported through the blood vessels. The hormones then directly influence the sympathetic nerves to stimulate the heart to beat stronger for increased stroke volume, and faster for increased heart rate, and an overall increase in cardiac output.
Therefore, with an increased amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide transport, your respiratory rate or rate of breathing also increases. This increase is also influenced by the sympathetic nerves stimulating the respiratory muscles to increase the rate of breathing.
Oh, hi! Are you frequently here?
Actually, I'm always here.
Oh, I see. I'm Aejan.
I like that.
The way she held my hand, it felt like I'm already unstable. My life is equally balanced and complete.
No, Aejan. Although love may seem to be the completing puzzle to your incomplete life, it is not the reason why you maintain its stabilization. It's homeostasis.
Homeostasis can be defined as the stable condition of an organism and of its internal environment, or as the maintenance or regulation of the stable condition or its equilibrium, or simply as the balance of bodily functions.
Let's see if the three body systems mentioned earlier works to maintain the homeostasis. First, the cardiovascular system.
In order to maintain homeostasis in the cardiovascular system and provide adequate blood to the tissues, blood flow must be redirected continually to the tissues as they become more active.
Homeostasis in the cardiovascular system, check.
Then the respiratory system.
Homeostasis is maintained by the respiratory system in two ways: the gas exchange and the regulation of blood pH level. Homeostasis in the respiratory system, proclaim. And lastly, the nervous system.
The nervous system maintains homeostasis by controlling and regulating the other parts of the body.
Homeostasis in the nervous system, affirm.